Imagine it's 6:30 a.m. at Frankfurt Airport. There's an unusual sight on the runway, a massive Boeing 747-8, engines roaring, preparing for takeoff. This scene shouldn't be happening in 2025. According to aviation experts, these planes should have been retired long ago. I will explain the shocking details in the following sections of the video. British Airways has retired its fleet. Qantas has buried its legendary jumbos in the desert. United Airlines, Delta, Air France, they have all made the same decision. The 747s are a thing of the past. Four-engine giants cannot survive in the age of twin-engine efficiency. So why are dozens of 747s still taking to the skies every day from Frankfurt? While everyone else was signing the 747's death warrant, Lufthansa was quietly developing a billion-dollar strategy. The moves that competitors labeled madness have now created one of the most profitable operations in the industry. 2019, the aviation industry was in shock. The fuel crisis, emissions regulations, and economic pressures were leading all major airlines to the same conclusion. 747s were no longer sustainable. Four engines are more expensive than two. It's old technology. There are modern solutions. It's not environmentally friendly. The logic was simple, but it was completely wrong, because Lufthansa had noticed critical details that its competitors had overlooked. At airports like Frankfurt, where slots are limited, capacity is king. You can carry 300 passengers with a 777. With a 747-8 in the same slot, you can carry 364 passengers plus 25 tons of cargo. The math is simple, 20% more revenue per slot. But the truly brilliant plan was different. Which was the only major European airline that had been flying the 747 since 1970? Lufthansa. This was no coincidence. Half a century of experience had created unparalleled expertise in the industry. While other airlines outsourced 747 maintenance, Lufthansa built its technical empire. From Hamburg to Munich, massive hangars were filled with technicians who knew every inch of these metal behemoths. The result? While British Airways' 747 maintenance costs rose to 2.3 million euros per month, Lufthansa was doing the same work for 800,000 euros. It produced its own parts, overhauled its own engines, and even provided services to other airlines' 747s, generating additional revenue. When the pandemic hit, the gap widened even further. Competitors lost millions as they parked their planes in the desert. Lufthansa? It converted its 747s into cargo jets and made a profit even during the darkest months of the pandemic. In 2023, Lufthansa made a shocking decision. It would invest 2 billion euros in the 747. Everyone was stunned. Why are you spending money on a dying plane? The answer was simple, because no other plane offers the same experience. When you see the new Allery cabin, you understand. The 747's unique nose section allows for special suites that are impossible in twin-engine jets. Floor-to-ceiling doors, real double beds, 43-inch curved screens, business class ticket on the Frankfurt-New York route, 8,000 euros. There are 32 seats on a 14-hour flight. Do the math. That's 256,000 euros per flight from premium passengers alone. Total revenue, including economy class, over 400,000 euros. On the same route, you can earn a maximum of 380,000 euros with a 777. The advantage of the 747 is clear. British Airways CEO said in 2020, "747s are romantic but not profitable." 3 years later, Lufthansa's 747s were making record profits on the same routes. Qantas's strategy director, "The future is in sustainable aviation." Lufthansa's new GNX engines consume 15% less fuel, yet they couldn't achieve the same performance with the A350s. United Airlines operations director, "Maintenance costs are unsustainable." Lufthansa had reduced the same technical costs by 60%. Where did they go wrong? They only looked at investment costs and forgot about operational efficiency optimization. They calculated leasing costs, but failed to see the advantages of ownership. They focused on the tables and missed the strategy. In 2025, Lufthansa will have 19 active Boeing 747s in its fleet. This number is set to rise to 23 by 2030. This is not retirement, but expansion. This decision is not CEO Carsten Spohr's personal obsession. It is the result of cold mathematical calculations made by the board of directors. The Frankfurt hub strategy requires this. Every morning between 6 a.m. and 10 a.m., 180 planes take off. Slot capacity is at maximum. It is impossible to get new slots. Maximum efficiency from existing slots is a must. Boeing 7730ER on the Frankfurt-Tokyo route, 340 passengers, 18 tons of cargo. The same route with the 747-8, 364 passengers, 25 tons of cargo, plus 80 premium seats on the upper deck. Revenue difference? 45,000 euros per day. Why? Because the 777X delivery carries a constant risk of delays. Boeing's quality control issues, certification problems, and supply chain disruptions. Lufthansa cannot wait. Slot restrictions are increasing. The European Union's noise restrictions, Frankfurt's night flight ban, and peak hour limitations. Every slot is valuable. Premium travel is growing. Post-COVID corporate travel recovery is exceeding expectations. First-class demand increased by 34% in 2024. The business-class passenger factor increased by 91%. There are margins in economy, but premium is a gold mine. Most importantly, as the only major European airline to have flown the 747 for 60 years, Lufthansa possesses unmatched corporate expertise in this platform. Pilot training programs, maintenance expertise, route optimization, fuel efficiency techniques. While competitors must start from scratch, Lufthansa is already at master level. But what about emissions, you might ask? Here's the surprising data. The carbon footprint per passenger on a fully loaded 747-8 is lower than that of two half-full 777s. Lufthansa's sustainability director, Dr. Christina Forster, explains, efficiency isn't just about engines, it's about usage, passenger factors, and operational excellence. GeneX engines are truly game changers. They offer a 15% improvement in fuel efficiency compared to the 747-400s from 2008. There's a 30% reduction in noise footprint. NOx emissions are 55% lower. All of this meets environmental standards. However, the real sustainability advantage lies elsewhere. Aircraft lifespan. The carbon footprint of producing a brand new A350 is enormous. Criteria such as materials, production, and transportation make upgrading existing 747s more sustainable. Lufthansa's life cycle assessment studies show that over a 25-year operational period, the total carbon footprint of the refurbished 747-8 is 12% lower than that of a newly produced A350. According to data from the European Aviation Safety Agency, Lufthansa's 747 fleet will produce 8% less CO2 per passenger and kilometer than the industry average in 2024. Why? Superior passenger factors and operational efficiency. It is also a pioneer in the use of sustainable aviation fuel, SAF. The 747's SAF blending capability can reach up to 50%. Dependence on traditional jet fuel is decreasing. 2024 year-end figures shocked the industry. Lufthansa, 747 fleet profitability, 23%, industry record. Industry average wide-body profitability, 11% premium cabin passenger factor, 89%, industry average, 67% average ticket price, €3,200, industry average, €2,100, Current revenue per available seat kilometer, 0.14 euro, 43% higher than competitors. On-time performance, 91%, especially 747 operations. Customer satisfaction scores, 4.7 out of 5, premium cabins. Cargo revenue contribution accounts for 18% of total flight revenue. Detailed analysis of the Frankfurt JFK route. A daily 747-8 operation generates 420,000 euros in revenue. The same route with a 777-300ER generates a maximum of 365,000 euros. The difference? 55,000 euro per flight, 365 days a year. That's an additional 20 million euro annually on a single route. The comparison of maintenance costs per flight hour is shocking. Lufthansa 747-8, 4,200 euros. Industry average for outsourced 747 maintenance, 7,800 euro. In-house expertise saves 3,600 euro per flight hour. Revenue streams from Lufthansa, Technics 747 expertise, third-party maintenance contracts, 180 million euro annually, part production and supply, 95 million euro engineering consulting services, 45 million euro training programs for other airlines, 12 million euro total ecosystem value of the Boeing, 747, 332 million euro beyond passenger operations. Competitors never saw this potential. They only saw the aircraft. Lufthansa saw an integrated business ecosystem. Hundreds of 747s are rotting in the metal graveyard of the Mojave Desert. The former queens of British Airways, Qantas, and United, they're all asking the same question. Did we get it wrong? Every 747 departing from Frankfurt answers that question. The view from Terminal 1 is extraordinary. Massive silver fuselages, iconic humpback silhouettes, the symphony of 4 engines. This scene was supposed to be history by 2025, but it wasn't. Investment banks on Wall Street reached the same conclusion: an unsustainable economy. Even Boeing shut down its 747 production line in 2022. Lufthansa's 747 operations will make up the company's most profitable routes in 2024. The operating margin on the Frankfurt JFK route is 28%. The industry average is 12%. Passenger satisfaction scores are very high. Lufthansa's Alaris-equipped Boeing 747s consistently receive the highest scores in premium cabin experience surveys. Emirates wants Boeing to restart production of the 747. Singapore Airlines is reconsidering its plans to retire the A380. However, the aircraft have already been delivered. Boeing's 747 aircraft have been dismantled. Corporate knowledge has been dispersed. Lufthansa's 747s will continue flying until the 2030s. Operations have been approved until 2035 and possibly beyond. Because these are not nostalgic romantic gestures. They are strategic assets based on cold, hard economic logic. German engineering meets operational excellence. The Queen of the Skies is not dead. She has simply found her perfect kingdom. Lufthansa's smart strategy, operational excellence, and unwavering commitment to the passenger experience have made her indispensable. This story is not just about Lufthansa's success. It is a paradigm shift for the entire industry. Traditional ways of thinking and business models are being questioned. The next decade will be critical. Climate regulations are tightening. Slot restrictions are increasing. Demand for premium travel is growing. Competition is intensifying. Economic pressures are mounting. Is Lufthansa's 747 strategy sustainable? Can profitable operations be maintained until 2030? Will new generation aircraft eventually replace them? Will global aviation trends support this? What do you think? Is Lufthansa visionary or just lucky? Do the 747s really have a future? Or is this the magnificent final chapter? Share your thoughts in the comments, because this aviation revolution is far from over. Lufthansa's bold strategy continues to shake up expectations. The Queen is still reigning.